Alright. Hello, it's Monday, so that means it's time for book talks. Before I actually talk about books, though, I do just want to talk about a couple other things real quick. As you may know, Miss Corder and I were in Charleston this last weekend for YALLFest, and it was fantastic to be able to be around, surrounded by so many people who love young adult literature as much as we do, and to be able to see authors of our favorite books, literally close enough that if we were creepy like that, we could reach out and touch them, It was awesome to listen to them speak about what they do and why they do it. There was also a lot of talk about the recent election. I'm sure a lot of you are tired of hearing about it, but it is a reality and it is what it is. And one of the things that they encouraged us to do was to wear the safety pin and to talk to each other about who we are, to learn from each other, to listen to each other's experiences, to acknowledge our differences and try to work together and grow. And as a librarian, part of my goal with what I do is to try to show you, to reflect your experiences back. One of the reason I'm wearing the safety pin is a visible reminder to myself and to others that I am here for you, okay? I know a lot of people scoff at it and they say it's just a symbol, blah, blah, blah. Lots of things are just symbols if you don't follow them up with action, okay? And so what I'm choosing to do is what I've been doing for a long time. I choose to select diverse books featuring diverse characters by diverse authors, okay? So, and because I feel that those experiences are important and are valid, people from diverse backgrounds of diverse experiences do exist, so we should not exclude them from what we have in our collection, okay? As a librarian also, I do try to see you as a student for who you are, okay? I try to listen to you. For if you want to come and talk to me about your experiences, I'm here to listen to you. You're welcome to do that. But like I said, I do want to help represent you and help you to be able to find books in which you can see yourself. So if you don't feel that that is happening in our library, please come and tell me. Please come and request things. Okay, we do strongly encourage student requests and suggestions. That's part of why we do that, because we want you to have the materials that are inspiring to you, that are educational to you, and also part of why we have such a diverse offering is because reading does help increases empathy and decreases ignorance, okay? If you read about people that are different from you, it's really harder to not acknowledge their existence, okay? If you read about their experiences, it's a little bit easier to see the commonalities rather than so much the differences, okay? If that doesn't make sense to you, come down and we'll have a conversation about it. I'd be glad to do that. I, as a person, I don't really like conflict. I don't really like confrontation. I don't really like arguments, but I do like to educate people, and I do like to try to understand other people's differing opinions. So, that said, I read 11 books this week. A lot of those are comics. So I was also participating in a thing called Borrow-a-thon, where basically you read books from libraries, and it's kind of unfair advantage for me because I work in a library and I got to read books that I bought for our library. I don't really buy books for myself. I buy books to go in the library and then read them. Okay, so first book I finished was The Awakening of Sunshine Girl by Paige McKenzie. I think this series is so interesting in that it began as a YouTube series. Usually things begin as books and then they become movies or TV shows. This began as a YouTube series and became actually a fairly entertaining book series. This is the second one. The first one's called The Haunting of Sunshine Girl. And basically, Sunshine Girl is a Luceach. She is not human. She is a creature who looks human, but she helps ghosts move on. When a spirit lingers too long after death, it can turn dark and turn into a demon. So she helps spirits move on to the light before that can happen. But she is not just your ordinary Luceach. She's got some extra stuff going on that I'm not going to tell you about because you might want to read the book and find it out for yourself. It's ready to check out if you want it. I also read a book called You Will Know Me by Megan Abbott. I read that one on my phone through Reads, the ebook and audiobook site that we've talked about in the past. You Will Know Me by Megan Abbott. It's a book for adults, but teenagers could read it also. There's nothing super horribly awful in it, except for murder. It follows a family where the older child is a gymnast, a competitive gymnast, and she's got her sights set on the Olympics, and this has been her dream since she was 3 years old. Kind of interestingly, she had an accident when she was 3 that lopped off 2 of her toes, and so they had her join gymnastics to kind of help her recover her balance. And from then on, it kind of became an obsession, and with not just her, but also her parents helping her compete in these progressively more intense competitions, and then lots of other stuff happens in the book. So this is one of those things where some people might not like her writing style because her characters are not super deep, but lots of stuff happens very quickly. So I don't particularly need to care about my characters, but I need to care about what's happening. So I was interested in this book. You might be too. Like I said, I got it from Reads, so you can check it out online if you want to. I also read, like I said, a whole bunch of comics. I read Lumberjanes number 4. We do have that one in print at the library. It's currently in my house because my son is reading it, but I'll bring it back and put it in and you can check it out. We also have Lumberjanes 1, 2, and 3 if you want to read those. I read Faith, Volume 1, Hollywood and Vine. It is about a superhero named Faith. She's kind of nerdy, but she's really cool. She doesn't really care what anybody thinks about her. She just wants to, help people. So it's great. Kind of funny a little bit. Squirrel Girl, these ones are always funny. I love their punny titles. Of course, girl is always replaced by squirrel in their titles. So this one's Squirrel, You Really Got Me Now. And we have 1 and 2. This is Volume 3. Blazed through that. Also read Black Panther. This one was interesting because this is the beginning of a brand new arc. This is very philosophical, okay? Black Panther was the ruler of an African nation called Wakanda. It's very technologically advanced, but there's a lot of conflict going on. He does a lot of thinking about what his role as a leader is, what he should do next. There's some vigilante, renegade characters that are kind of going around trying to help the people. So that's what he's trying to figure out exactly what his role is in all of this. But I really liked it. The art is wonderful, and it's very consistent all the way through. Luke Cage. I got this one because I knew there was a Netflix series and I figured there would be some interest. And I read through this one, and this one was a little bit less satisfying to me just because it's not the beginning of a new arc. It seems to be a collection of issues just kind of here and there. It wasn't really consistent throughout. Like, different artists are doing the art in each issue within the volume. So it's a collection of issues just here and there as he appears as a character in the Marvel Universe. So if you're interested, if you like the series on Netflix, then you can come and check out the graphic novel comic. I also read, and this is it, okay. I also read the last 4 of the Lock and Key series. I talked about them previously. I went ahead and got these for the library. I read volume 3, 4, 5, and 6, and they just continue to be super creepy, super pretty gruesome. So if you don't like cartoon blood, then you won't like this. If you don't like creepy ghosts, you probably won't like it. But I really did enjoy the way the whole series wrapped up. The bad guys really bad, and the good guys have, layers and stuff. So I really enjoyed all of those comics that I read. Goodreads says I'm still 3 books behind where I should be on my challenge. I got to read 30 more books before the end of the year to meet my goal. So hopefully I'll get that done, and I'll talk about them here for you guys. So if you're interested. But anyway, have a nice day, and we'll see you on Thursday with a tip.